Good. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to our regular July meeting of the Clay County Board of Education. We'll go ahead and get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. If Mr. Ash will lead us in that.
Yep. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Caldwell, would you mind reading the Clay County mission statement, please?
The mission of Clay County Schools is to build high-quality learning environments that ensures all students learn at high levels.
Thank you. Our next, the announcements we have is our next regular scheduled meeting will be August the 25th here in the boardroom.
It's also the first day of school.
Also the first day of school.
Yeah.
It had to be. It's hard to believe it's right now time for school to get started. A few weeks away. So on the agenda, there is one change that we need to make on there. Under the information part, just a note about the board training in August 11th. That was left off of there. So otherwise, I recommend that we approve the agenda as it was emailed to you and presented with that one change.
make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Mr. Caldwell seconds. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And next we have public comment, and we have two people signed up, Miss Brenda Lovett and Bruce Moore. Are y'all together or separately or separate? Okay, so we'll start with Miss Lovett. Do you want to start first?
Okay, so what I need to
You can come up to the podium, please, if you don't mind. And just as a reminder with public comment, Adrian's already got the timer up there, but you have 3 minutes, and so you can see that. So.
That's thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Brenda Lovett. I'm with the Clay County K-9 Division. We do fundraisers to get drug dogs for our community. This is our second fundraising event. Last year we had a fundraiser and we raised money to buy a second drug dog, Freya, and she has really made a difference in our drug stops. And this year we're going to add to the drug dogs in the school, and that's why I'm here today, because since you're Board of Education, it's important for the students and the students and the parents to know that they've got somebody. We've got a drug dog in here checking for items and for drugs and stuff like that. We've got a fundraiser at Eagle Fork Vineyards on September 27th. We're going to have a raffle, a silent auction, and a live music. And we're going to have the tickets are $20 each. And I was wondering, yes, this is for the students, parents, to help them. If there's anything as far as can I give flyers to you? Do you know some parents that would like to donate financially or donate to our auction? We have many items. We have art. And we have gift certificates from different restaurants. And there's just a lot of things that we could use, and I just figured that parents might, want to participate. And so I was thinking, well, y'all on the board, you might have some suggestions, or to help us. Any questions?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
Any questions or comments?
I have a question. So, are you wanting to get a dog specific for the schools?
Yes. This
Okay.
dog will be for the schools.
And when and how would that mean the dog would be here every day or periodically,
Yes.
or how does that work?
Every day.
Every day.
And I'm gonna tell you, these dogs are $11,000.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And to be able to, you have to put a kennel in the back of the police car, and to put the kennel in and to install it is $5,700. So it's a substantial amount of money to be able to buy the dog. And I don't think people realize I was forward $11,000 for the dog, but it comes trained, ready to be used.
And who would the handler be?
The handler is chosen once the dog is brought in.
I got you. Okay.
Corey Sproggs is the handler for the new canine.
I see.
Thank you.
Very good. Mrs. Godfrey will follow up with you, if that's okay.
If you can
Just
leave
make sure.
your contact information for us, I will certainly follow up with you after the meeting.
Okay, we're gonna.
You can.
I can get it.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Moore?
I guess we're getting sworn in over here. So, no, the sheriff called me just a few minutes prior to this meeting beginning and asked me to come by and just say a few words about this concept of what we're thinking about doing with this dog. To answer that last question, Shane Mull has been promoted to a sergeant, and I know his current assignment is down in the primary school. He seems to thrive down there, and this was actually kind of his idea that, you know, some other counties surrounding us are doing this as well. And the kind of dog we're looking at is not a 20-year biting aggressive dog. We're looking at probably a very small golden lab. There's several different kennels throughout the nation that specialize in different lab strains that are really good at detecting not only illegal drugs, but also some other drugs such as THC items, which are maybe legal out on the street, but would be prohibited in a school setting, particularly a vape pen. Those are some of the biggest dangers that we have seen here, you know, with juveniles, because those vape pens, they take a cartridge that can be put into them, and there's any number of things that can go in them that are legal, or if they buy them out of state, like from one of the states where recreational marijuana use is legal, they can get them online. We've seen that. Macon County is kind of the template for what we are looking at with that, because their dog that they have over there is a dog that specializes in just kind of social aspects, being friendly and being around children and stuff like that. So we understand the maybe you might have some pause when you initially hear this, but the kind of dog we're looking at is very docile, that would, I don't want to say that match Shane very well. That's the kind of temperament of dog that we're looking at as well. So, but that's kind of all I had to add to it. Do you all have any questions for me?
While you have 45 seconds, will you tell us a little bit about the training that just happened for our SROs?
Yes, so Kyle Lichty as well as Shane Mull, our recently promoted sergeant, they both attended SWAT training over at Southwestern Community College's Public Safety Training Center complex. That was not just for school resource officers, but there were a number of other actual SWAT team members. We don't have a SWAT team in Clay County, but the training is the same. And that really applies to room clearing and approaching different drivers and things like that. And so that the basic tactics of what they learn is going to be very, very helpful. And with those two, that means all of our SROs are going to be certified.
That's great.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
your
much.
time.
Thank you.
So next we have our recognitions. We'll start with spring sports. Coach Sellers, I think, is up first. Okay, that's fine. Sure. Ladies, let's go.
Good evening. I'm Coach Hensley, head coach of the men's and women's track and field team. I'd like to start off by thanking my assistant coaches, Laurie Shook, Amy Trout, Zach White, and Blake McClure for a successful season this year. Both the men and women's teams were runner-up in the conference, second place, and we had a lot of all-conference participants, and we had a lot of regional qualifiers and state qualifiers, so we're real proud of our program this year. We'll start out with all conference women's. Ava Shook. Ava was first place in the 400 meter dash, and she was also an honorable mention in another event. Marlo Joyce. All conference track in the 4x100 meter relay. Tavis Morrow. All conference in the 4x100 meter relay. Skylar Lockby. All conference 4x100 meter relay. And these ladies were all regional qualifiers. Savannah Birch. Honorable mention, 4x800 meter relay. And she was a regional qualifier and state qualifier in that same relay. Raylan Wood. Honorable mention, 4x800, and was also a regional and state qualifier in that event. Sydney Greenstone. Sydney was honorable mention all conference, honorable mention all conference 4x800 and was regional qualifier and state qualifier. And Kyla Eller, all conference in the 4x100 meter relay and was also a regional qualifier. And we're gonna have to unless that might be in this. But we're real proud of these girls and their accomplishments. And let's see, we don't have a senior one right there. So we got a lot of future coming back, and we're just really proud of how they represented Hayesville and all the hard work that they put in. Ladies, if you want to go ahead and stand here and I'll get a group picture of you.
Good spot right there.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
Congratulations.
What side they have on wheels with it
They haven't seen each other, so they're catching up and catching up. So yeah.
Yeah, they've all been in different places this summer. Yeah.
Gosh, I have 3 things to read. That was 4:20.
Just stand along the back there, John. Yeah. All right, again, as I mentioned before, the men's track team, they finished second in the conference as well. We had several all-conference athletes and regional qualifiers and state qualifiers, and we're really proud of their effort and hard work. And we'll start with Kenyon Rogers Giddy, all conference, 4x200 relay. Daniel Allen, all conference, 4x200 relay. Noah Carter, honorable mention all conference 4x800 relay. Jackson Dye, honorable mention all conference 4x800 relay. Eli Chandler, honorable mention all conference 4x800 relay. Braylon Thompson, honorable mention 4x100 relay. Cooper Madison, honorable mention in the triple jump. Not here tonight was Jack Dorsey. He was honorable mention in the 110 hurdles. Trey Graves, all conference 4x200 relay. And Elio Murillo, all conference 4x200 relay. And Jack Dorsey and Elio are not here, but Daniel and Kenyon on the 4x200 relay at the regional track meet broke the school record that had not been set until 2001, I believe. So those gentlemen also made it to regionals, obviously, and then they went on to state as well. Cooper Matson was a state qualifier as well in the triple jump. Dang, our 4x8, we just barely missed it. But y'all did good. Fifth place. You almost made it. But we're really proud of these guys and their effort, and we still got some youngsters out there. We got three of these guys will be returning next year, so we still got a bright future. So congratulations, guys.
Oh, this will be
tough.
That's honorable mention. That's what you got. Good job. I'm gonna get him a doctor. Get him a girl.
Good job.
Congratulations, guys.
We have more.
There's more.
Not the whole baseball team.
There's a bunch of kids up there. Don't think it's hard to talk. I don't want to read it out.
Gotta get going.
Hey, Robert. He's not getting out of here this I'll tell you about it. It's hilarious.
Where do we need to go?
Guys, just stay back here. Call one at a time.
Yeah.
You want to do the hardware on the
Oh man.
You gonna do all the talking, Mr. Owen?
shaking hands.
Oh, man. All right, appreciate y'all allowing us to be here. I thank the Board of Education, Mr. Owen, Superintendent God, parents, teachers, coaches. Coach John's here. This year would have been impossible without our coaches and the parents and everybody supporting us. We had a great season. You can see the number of kids here. Kyle Shaheen cannot be here, he's sick. We wound up with 6 all-conference. We had Player of the Year. We had all-state players. We had regional district players. We had all Western North Carolina actual citizen players. And we have another one that's honorable mention by the highschoolot.com organization. But I'll go through this, and I'll call out my all-conference first. In just random order here, Michael Money, all-conference. Michael was also, and we'll give this out in a minute. Go ahead. Next all conference is Tate Roberts. Congratulations, sir. Next all conference, Jackson Sellers. Congratulations, sir. Next all conference, Kendall Boyer. Congratulations. Next all conference, Kent Hughes. Congratulations, sir. And our other all conference was Kyle Shaheen, and he is not here because he's sick. And we had the Player of the Year in the conference, and I'm not sure Coach Coughlin should have no plaque because they had to get engraved and sent from the conference, but all conference Player of the Year has been better. A lot of these kids, Dawson will be here in a minute. Yeah. A lot of these kids, we submitted things for them and other organizations. The North Carolina Baseball Coaches Association votes on these kids for all district, all state. We had 6 kids that made the all regional district team, and we had 2 that were voted 1A all state this year. And our all district, all region teams, Dawson Devane. Kyle Shaheen. We had Chance Hughes. Michael Money. Tate Roberts. And we had 2 that made the all-state team. One of them is his second year, but our all-state players for 1A this year was Ben Bethel and Jackson Sellers. A couple of other awards that I don't have things for them, but actual Citizen Times compiles records, all the kids in Western North Carolina. We had 2 kids that made the second team, all Western North Carolina, and that was Ben Bethel and Jackson Sellers. I had just found this out about 3 days ago. I don't even know if you know, but the highschoolot.com compiles all these kids from 1A to 4A and do an all-state team. And it's tough to even get mentioned. And Jackson Sellers made an honorable mention of that. So and that's it. Will they take pictures or anything?
Yeah.
I've got some trophies. These kids are part of 3 state conference championship teams. And I've had these trophies and I brought them for these guys they want to take pictures with them because I'm going to go down and give them to Coach Coughlin in the next couple of days, put in the trophy case. But I worked with these kids, most of them since they were 5 and 6 years old. I'm going to miss these senior class. I got a great 4 of them going on to play the next level in baseball in college. I got 2 of them coming back. They were juniors up here. Look forward to a great season coming up. And thank you so much for y'all being here. Appreciate you doing this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, grab these trophies if you want to hold them. Break. It's all right.
Split things.
Stay tall.
Just make sure it's everybody stand behind you. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, guys.
I'll have to stand on my tippy toes for a while.
Thank you, Adi. Next recognition, we have Dr. Brock Womble with NCAT.
Thanks for the opportunity to be here, board members, superintendent. Really appreciate it. My name is Brock Womble. I'm the executive director of the North Carolina Center for Advancement Teaching. Very honored to be here tonight. We are here to present this year's Beulah Paget Witcher Honored Educator Scholarship. The late Beulah Paget Witcher was a native of Clay County, and after graduating from Western Carolina University in 1926, she attended the Peabody School of Education at Vanderbilt. Beulah spent her nearly 30-year-long career teaching at elementary school in Durham as well as Sunday school until she was nearly 91 years old. Beulah's son, Justice Willis P. Witcher, established a scholarship in her name to honor her lifelong commitment to the teaching profession. Justice Witcher, he actually started the Honored Educator Scholarship Program, and we came here before the board, and so it's even more privileged to be here tonight because he was the one that established our program. And so NCAT's Honored Educator Scholarship funds cover all costs associated with attending an NCAT program, including a travel reimbursement, substitute teacher pay, and a $250 cash reward for a classroom project. This year's recipient of the Beulah Paget Witcher Honored Educator Scholarship exemplifies what NCAT's Honored Educator Scholarship Program strives for. A teacher for 11 years, Amanda Coker has demonstrated dedication to the field of education by serving on the school improvement teams, coaching robotics and sports teams, and leading both the Junior Beta Club and Junior Civitans. Moreover, as a participant in the Education Policy Fellowship Program, she has impacted students at a state and national level by advocating students' interests in to legislators in both Raleigh and Washington, D.C. Ms. Coker was selected by the NCAT's Honored Education Scholarship Committee because of her outstanding contribution to the educational community. It is now my honor to present the 2025-26 Beulah Paget Witcher Honored Educator Scholarship to Amanda Coker. Thank you.
You have to give us a speech check there.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Next, we have our report section, and we'll start with Ms. Godfrey and Superintendent's report.
Kind of hard to top all that. Good stuff, but I want to share a little bit about our Hazel Intermediate School and the progress that is going on. as well as the progress that is planned for the rest of this month and into next month. So this past month, they have continued with masonry, continued with roughing in the plumbing as needed in the concrete walls, continued with roughing in electrical as needed in the walls as they go. They're still erecting steel in Area C, which classroom area, and miscellaneous steel in Area C is still ongoing. If you notice when you come into Yellow Jacket Drive, there's a lot of steel laying over in the parking lot. That was the steel that was too large to actually get into the work site at this time. So that's exciting, and if you come from the town side, you definitely see it starting to take shape, and obviously it's changing a lot. The Area B steel joist and deck were delivered last week, and Area B steel is being delivered this week with Area A to follow next week. So we're starting to get all the things we need to put it all together. In the next few weeks, the masons will continue laying block. We'll continue with installing miscellaneous steel in Area C. Begin putting up the steel in Area B where we can. Masonry must be complete before all of B can be set. And the plumbers and electricians will continue roughing in alongside of masons in the walls. So that's kind of what's happening, just more of the same of what we've seen, but there's been a lot more steel work going on over the past month, and so that's been really exciting to see. There's been a few hiccups along with the project, but we've worked through those and are continuing to work through those. And the board will get an update about those things at the next subcommittee meeting. So, also wanted to share just some exciting things that are happening around the district. Obviously, this Wednesday is the official start of fall sports. So practices become mandatory. Over the summer, there's been a lot of camps and workouts going on, getting ready for the fall sports, but we're excited for those to kick off. We had summer reading camp for 2nd and 3rd grade. That has wrapped up and was very successful. After receiving our Title I budget, we have decided to use some of our Title I funds to add a new intervention position. We'll serve as an interventionist for the primary school and the elementary school. We have a few new course offerings at the middle school. There's Plot Talk Book Club. There will be a student-produced yearbook this year. There are some computer science courses they're going to be offered this year. One is called Computer Science Discovering, and as well as Code and Minecraft, and those are potentially available for high school credit and credentialing at the middle school level. So exciting for those to be offered. We have now secured 2 full-time Gear Up positions, so there'll be a Gear Up coordinator for the high school and one for the middle school for the upcoming year, so we're excited about that. The HMS Golden Leaf team, along with myself, attended the Golden Leaf convening in Greensboro. That was an exciting time to really find out more about the grant, how it's going to impact our district. Superintendent Mo Green was there, along with people from Golden Leaf there to present those awards. And we got to spend 2 days really diving into what that work will look like. And so we're all really excited. We have a lot of questions, but still really excited about what that's going to look like for our middle school. Infinite Campus rollout is in full swing. That became live earlier this month, and so our teams are working really hard on training and being prepared to train teachers when they come back on campus. We're continuing with professional development. We had a middle school team that attended the Building Thinking Classrooms professional development. We had a team from middle school and high school, combined team that went to the Academic Innovation Conference. We are doing a leadership retreat next Monday for our leadership team, and we'll also be attending a workshop at RISA next Tuesday. It's some Stephen Covey training on the 4 disciplines of execution. You might have heard called 40X. So we'll be doing that next week. So lots of things that are going to be busy as we start getting ready for the new school year. So that's all I have in my report. If you guys have any questions about any of that?
Questions or comments? No?
Okay.
Strategic
Unfortunately,
plan.
you have to listen to me for a few more items.
Can I should have done this before, and I forgot. Obviously, Ms. Crawford's not with us this evening. She's on vacation, so I just wanted to point that out. She's away with her family. She's not just laying out.
Not here.
Yeah. So I apologize for not making note of that to start the meeting.
Strategic plan is next. correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to give you an update on the strategic plan. The strategic plan is hanging on the wall, and over time, as those action items have been accomplished, they've been represented with a green dot. And so the ones that were in progress were represented with an orange dot. And so our team went through and evaluated the orange dots. We actually evaluated all of them. The ones that were green to make sure we're still green, and also the ones that were orange to see if we had met the mark and had evidence of completion in those areas. I left the orange dots for now. I'm gonna go back and fix them after the board meeting, but I wanted you to be able to easily identify which ones we have marked as complete. So these would be the things that we feel that we have solidified over the last year. So all of those that you see with the orange dot with the green dot right next to it would be the ones that we have identified as having completed over the last year. To give you a little bit more information about that, for goal 1, we have successfully completed 2 additional indicators over the last year, which makes us 88% completed with goal 1. This strategic plan does last until 2026, so we have 1 more year to finish out the remaining items, and so I'll speak to those remaining items a little bit as we go along. The 2 things that we marked off for this goal were to review all school PBIS plans and procedures annually to ensure we provide 3-tiered MTSS PBIS framework. And so that's really about the behavior support that we provide to students, and so we feel like that we have adequate evidence to say that we've fully completed that. And also improve work and learning environments through improved air quality at HES, HMS, and HHS. And so that was some of the projects that we did with COVID funds that have been completed as of now. The one that's remaining there will probably still be remaining. This is specifically about it's 1.1G, build a district student support team that leads and implements necessary support structures, including SEL, PBIS, and crisis support. That's in place, and we feel that that's solid. It's this last sentence in that objective that has been challenging for us to meet. This work will lead each school developing a RAMP certified counseling program, and so that's the American Counseling Association certification. To be RAMP certified, it's a 3-year process, and you have to be a certified counselor in order to meet the criteria. And we had several of our counseling positions that were filled with student support specialists while they worked on their licensure. And so, unfortunately, because of what that RAMP certification requires, we do not have the capability of completing that because of the time it takes. All of our counselors are officially licensed as of maybe March is when we got the last one fully licensed, but we don't have the time to do the RAMP certification at this point that it would take to complete that by 2026. So that's something we'll evaluate, including in our future strategic plan. Moving ahead to goal 2, we indicated 3 additional items that we have completed this year. We are 69% complete with goal 2. The most action items that we have related to the strategic plan fall under goal 2, which is overall about increasing educator preparedness. And so the 3 that we indicated that we have completed is specifically 2.2A, which is about recruitment, hiring, retention, and evaluation processes. And also 2.4A, which is about our beginning teacher support program, and 2.4C, which is about gauging the efficiency and effectiveness of our BT program. And so those are all things that we have in place. The things that we still need, you see that whole 3rd section under goal 2 is all still orange. And so that's really where we're going to put a lot of our work for the upcoming year. And there are pieces within each of those that we have in place. We just don't feel like it's completely solidified to be able to mark those. For example, develop procedures for implementing PLCs across all grade level and content areas, as well as vertical alignment. We definitely are strong with PLCs across the district from K-12 all the way across. However, that vertical alignment where teachers are meeting with the grade level above and the grade level below is happening in pockets, but not necessarily across the district. And so that's an area that we can continue to strive for with that particular objective. The second one is create common protocols and expectations for managing, monitoring, and evaluating PLCs. And that is definitely something that we have in place. Probably the piece we're missing there is the evaluating the PLCs. And so if someone's leading the PLC and we're doing training, we do evaluate that, but just evaluating PLCs. And by PLCs, we mean professional learning communities. That's where our teachers are meeting together and planning together and reviewing data. That evaluating piece is kind of was the holdup for that particular objective. On the third one there, follow up with professional development to make sure there's a continuation of learning and implementation. We do survey our teachers about what they learned and if they thought the professional development was effective. However, we don't necessarily have a consistent way that teachers go to those trainings and then come back and share it. We do in pockets, but it's not something that is routinely practiced as much as it should be. Develop an annual professional development calendar by August of each school year. We have sort of built our professional development calendar as needs have arisen, and this year we're taking a different approach to that. We have provided at the district level a professional development survey that will go out to all the schools from the school level, and then each school improvement team will make their own priorities for professional development for this year. They'll bring that back to the district leadership team and we'll create that plan by August. So in other words, we've been creating that plan, but maybe not by that August date as it says up there. So those are the areas that we're going to continue to work toward in Goal 2. In Goal 3, we have crossed off 2 additional indicators, making us 85% complete with Goal 3. And those 2 indicators were about progress monitoring and problem solving to meet the needs of individual learners, and then using data to measure mastery of standards and identify learning gaps and needs. The things that we still, if you'll notice up there, there's 3.1C, there's no dot at all on that, and that's because digital teaching competencies are no longer something that teachers are required to report CEUs for. So that change happened after the strategic plan was adopted, and so that's why there's not been progress measured there. We also have work to do, if you'll notice on that 3.1A, that one at the very top. We are definitely proud of our MTSS framework, but it has been a challenge. We sort of built our MTSS framework, we solidified our MTSS framework, and then we lost positions because of the loss of ESSER funds. And so now we're back to rebuilding and restructuring. And so we've got some work still to do there. The other one is about providing curriculum in all areas. It says ensure all grades and subjects have guaranteed and viable curriculum made up of standards aligned units of instruction. And that's definitely something we recognize as a need, and we've made great progress toward that. But there is limited funds available to purchase curriculum. So our budget for the upcoming year, our planning allotment is $45,000 for textbooks for K-12. And when you start buying textbooks, that doesn't go very far. And so if you'll remember, just recently, Dr. Kotzow presented the ELA curriculum that they wanted to adopt for the middle school. And we approved that as a board pending the availability of funding. Well, the program, along with the PD, was going to be $31,000. We have a $45,000 budget for the district. So we have some significant challenges in trying to meet that particular objective that relates to available funding for curriculum. So we're going to continue to do our best and cut costs where we can, as long as we are not substituting quality along the way. But that is certainly a challenge that we face. So that's the update on the strategic plan. We're really proud of the progress of the things we were able to check off, and feel like we have made certain the action items that we need to focus on for the upcoming year. Do y'all have any questions about the strategic plan?
Very good, thank you.
The last thing that I have to share with you is a daycare financial report. I'm sharing this in Shelly's absence. Shelly is on vacation, spending some much well-deserved time off after the closeout of the fiscal year. She has provided this information, and I'm going to share it with you. If there are significant questions about this, we may need to revisit this again next month, but I will share with you as best I can about the finances. Before we go into this, I want to make sure that we understand that we are looking at a particular date and time, and if you monitor this over the course of the year, we have times that we're in the black, times that we're in the red, times that we're in black, times that we're in the it. And so it's really about what date did we choose to report this to you. And so we obviously are looking at June 30th, the end of the fiscal year. So if you look on the top part of your handout, you will see that our total revenue, which included parent fees, daycare fundraising efforts, the subsidy payments that we received, and the fund balance, our total revenue was $311,628.54. Below that, you will see what the salaries and benefits, including subs for absences, supplies and materials, including playground equipment that was purchased with the fundraising dollars mentioned above, other food purchases. Our total expenses were $318,279.46, which leaves us with a deficit of $6,650.92. I think this is important so that our families that are utilizing daycare realize that we're not overcharging, and even though those amounts are expensive, those are the amounts required for daycare to run. So I do want to share with you what we are looking at for the upcoming year. And so Shelley has broken down for us what we anticipate based on current and projected enrollment. And you can see how those change by the month. And it's because she has gone in and specifically gotten the students' age and when they'll move up and when they'll come in and out of each room. So the infant room, the market rate is $1,165 per month, and that shares the total enrollment and expected revenue for the infant room. If these projections hold true, you can see that we would have a net difference from this year, this past year to this current year, an increase of $33,785 from the infant room. During this year, we went through some staffing changes, which limited our ability to completely fill those rooms. And we have had a waiting list at times. So once we get those students fully enrolled, we expect that there would be an increase of $33,000 from the infant room. Based on current enrollment and a market rate of $983, we expect a net difference in the toddler room of $20,643. In the preschool room, the market rate is $893. And based on current enrollment, we expect there to be a $19,646 shortfall in the preschool room. That really has to do with there are more preschool options available than there are daycare options available in our community. Overall, then that would increase our projected revenue by $34,782 for the upcoming school year. So although we do have a slight deficit for this past year, it's not a deficit that we expect to continue or for it to be a long-standing problem. It's just the particular date and time that we pulled this data. But it obviously is something that we will continue to monitor. It's something that we know, based on the history of the daycare, is very important for us to monitor and make sure that we're being financially responsible when it comes to the daycare. So, any questions that you guys have?
My name, Dr. Schmidt.
Yes.
Ms. Guthrie, our Child Care Center still is operating at 5-star?
It is.
Oh.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments about the daycare?
Because there is a deficit, if it would be helpful for us to report this upcoming year more frequently, we're happy to do that. It is a little bit challenging to report because subsidy is paid the month after, so it's sometimes a little bit difficult to do. It can be a little bit misleading, but we do want you all to know that that's something we're closely monitoring. We'll make adjustments as needed.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then next we have Miss Hannah Miller with the Communities for Students annual report.
Thank you for your time. I'm here to talk and share a presentation about the report from last year and different ways we served in the community. And so I think we can go ahead and play that video. this year and look forward to all we get to do this upcoming year. This is my first year, and I've really enjoyed being a part of the team in this community to help the students and other family members. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Ms. Hannah? I was going to say, well, you just stay right there if you want to. Yeah. So next, the first item on the action agenda is Communities for Students MOU. So.
Thank you. So this is MOU, the one that had been signed with Teresa ended in 2025. So this is a new one. It's all the same except sections 5 and 6. The amount has increased just a bit to reflect raises, but basically it says that CFS will be located within the city limits of Hayesville, and that we will serve in all schools and work as a team with the Clay County School Board. In short, brief messages.
Any questions or comments about the MOU? It's pretty standard MOU that we've signed pretty much routinely in the past, except for the pay raises.
Yeah.
Don't sign that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion that we approve that MOU with Clay County Communities for Schools, for students as well?
Actually, I make a motion.
Okay. We have a motion to approve that. Josh, second. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hannah. Okay. And next we have school nutrition vendor approval, Ms. Judy Bethel.
I wanted to say that song's going to be stuck in my mind. So thank you for that. Tonight I have the vendor recommendations for the school nutrition program for the next school year. Over the summer we've been working on sending out new bids and requests for quotes. So you should have a list in your packet. On the list you will see those vendors that are highlighted in yellow. These are new vendors that we had to put out for this upcoming school year. The other vendors on the list that are not highlighted are actually vendors that we have already previously approved in the past, so basically we're just rolling over their contract. So on the first vendor name is US Foods, which they supply our mainline food, produce, and supplies. We actually sent this out to 5 different distributors this year. We sent it to Performance Food Group, Cisco, Gordon Food Service, Gold Star, and US Foods, and unfortunately we only have one submit a bid, which was US Foods. So the next vendor is our beverages, which we sell a la carte. All of these beverages have to meet our Smart Snack standards, and this year we sent this out to Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and we did get a letter from Pepsi saying that they chose not to bid on our beverages. So of course we went with Coca-Cola for that. And then the last vendor is for our hood cleanings and fire suppression inspections. We sent this out to Hoods Unlimited, Johnson Controls, and Kept Companies Grease Pro. That's tongue tied. And Hoods Unlimited came in as the lowest bidder for that one. So of course we will continue to order our North Carolina Farm to School produce as we're able, and receive our brown box commodities from USDA. So that's basically it, unless y'all have any questions for me.
Any questions for Ms. Bethel? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the school nutrition vendor list for 25-26.
I'll make a motion, we approve the vendors list.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
Mr. Ash, second. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Jenny.
I do need signature anyway.
Did we get it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Oh.
Next, we have the driver's ed contract. Scott, who has that?
Okay, so I am going to present a renewal of the driver's education contract. It's the same contract we have followed in years past. It's a 2-year contract. The terms of agreement for this contract are July the 1st through June the 30th. July 1st of this year and June 30th of 27. So technically, we should already be operating under this contract. However, we did not receive this from Western North Carolina Driving until July the 10th. So this was the first board meeting. We've had an opportunity to approve that. Just a few highlights. We will pay Western North Carolina Driving School 1/12 of the state allotment for driver's education. I cannot tell you the amount of that because the budget hasn't passed, and so therefore we don't know what the allotment will be. It will be somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000. Last year it was $22,721. In addition to that portion of the state allotment, we will pay $200 for each student completing behind the wheel training, for which state funds have already been allotted in previous years. And Western North Carolina Driving School is responsible for billing us monthly for those services. So that's the contract in a nutshell. Shelley keeps in close contact with Brian, but that's it.
Any questions or comments about the driving contract? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the driver's ed contract.
Make a motion to approve the driver's ed contract.
Mr. Jones, second. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Gossett. Next item is the consent agenda, and there are policies for approval there. I did want to note that there is a policy there that's being rescinded, policy 7232, discrimination and harassment in the workplace. It's not because we're getting rid of any discrimination policies, but that policy is being incorporated into the discrimination and harassment prohibited by federal law policy. So it'll just be under 7230 as opposed to 7232. And then the next board meeting minutes from June 30th is in there as well. So, any questions on the consent agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Jones, is there a second to that? Mr. Caldwell seconds. All in favor? Thank you. And then you just have there the information, the policies for first read that were included in your Google Drive folder, and then the board training date for August 11th.
Say August 10th or 12th?
August 11th. 11th, yep, sorry. And that's basic budget issues is the title of that. I don't do want that.
It's the 11th.
Are there any other questions or comments from the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we go into closed session. Mr. Caldwell, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?